Hi guys, how are you this morning? It's Monday, the 5th of August, and it's a regular look on a Monday at what's available. All your best, you don't have video stores anymore, but all your best supermarkets and various other places, obviously online sites to get your new UK DVD and Blu-ray releases. I'm going to take a look at three today, a couple of which I've seen, so I can give you an idea of how I rate those. Right, let's have a look through these now. The first one we're going to talk about is the one I haven't seen, so I'm going off IMDb, the Internet Movie Database. It's called Gloria Bell, about a free-spirited woman in her 50s who seeks out love and LA dance clubs. Well, it sounds a bit, a bit near, my sort of girl, I think. Not really. Right, let's have a look at some user reviews. It's getting a 6.4 out of 10, which isn't great. It stars Julianne Moore, one of my favourite sort of actresses, John Turturro, another great actor. So, but both of those I do like. The actual synopsis of it doesn't sound very exciting, so we'll just have a quick look at some of the reviews for you. There's 100 user reviews on this. So if I look at some of the lows and highs and the sixes and sevens, which is what this is averaging really, got 2 out of 10, a very disappointing remake of a Chilean Triumph. So I'm not familiar with the Chilean film, but obviously there must have been an original South American film of a similar name. And this has now been redone, obviously. I think it's Canadian American joint partnership film. So that's a 2 out of 10, very disappointing remake. So obviously, perhaps if you've not seen the first one, it won't be as disappointing, the remake. I'm not 100% sure on that one. 1 out of 10, boring. I'm literally sitting in the movie right now writing the review. Yes, this is so boring that I had to say it before it was even over. So they don't like it. Right, I've got 6 out of 10 here. Gloria's a 50-something long-term divorcee with 2 grown-up children with a subdued professional life. She's even a young granny for a short time. In short, all lights are red. It's only missing menopause. So 6 out of 10, but it's not exactly a glowing thing about the film there. If you're under 25, you may not get this movie. But once you've again, it's a film about a 50-year-old woman who's obviously trying to have a good time. So yeah, I would. It wouldn't sit very well with the younger audience. If you're under 25, you must not get this movie. But once you've experienced more of life, this movie will certainly have more meaning in the future when you talk about it. You will, and this will be the kind of film you like. So again, it looks so it's aimed at an older age group. It's not going to inspire me to go out and buy the DVD. I will try and get to watch it at some stage, even just to watch Julianne Moore, which is obviously always worth a watch, and John Turturro. So that's Gloria Bell. That's out today. Hour and 42 minutes, so not 10 minutes off credits. It's rated 15. Yep, rated 15. 6.4 out of 10 is the average review. As soon as I see it, I'll get back on to you about that one. Right, the next one we've got going totally to a different style, more not children's film, but certainly a family film, if you like, and it actually stars the voice of the wonderful Hugh Jackman. So it does have a chance. And the film, it's in the style of the Pixar's, and you may have seen a couple of these movies. Paranorman, yes, that's the one, was made by this company, this film company. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Leica or Laika, depending on how you pronounce it. This one's called Missing Link. So this comes out on DVD today. Just have a quick look at what we're talking. This is one I have seen, so I can give you a view. It's getting a 6.8 out of 10. Again, not fantastic, but okay. Had a quick look at Paranorman and stuff like that. I think they scored slightly better. The story is Mr. Link recruits explorer Sir Lionel Frost to help find his long-lost relatives in the fabled valley of Shangri-La. Along with adventurer Adelina Fortnight, good name, the trio of explorers travel the world to help their new friend. So, as I said, it's got the voice of Hugh Jackman, David Williams, and Stephen Fry. So, I mean, esteemed company there. So, there's nothing wrong with that that link is. I'm going to have a look at some of the scores before and then comment, obviously, what I thought as well while I'm looking at the scores for it as well. There should be quite a few more reviews for this, well, like over 100 user reviews. I would go personally for a score. What did I score it? Let me just have a quick look at my notes. Yeah, I mean, I gave it 6 out of 10, The Missing Link. But let's have a look at some of the things. I mean, let's start with a positive one. 10 out of 10. Laika have done it again. This is the film from the film studio Laika. Their previous films include Caroline, which I did enjoy. Caroline. Paranormal again, which I did like, and The Box Trolls, which didn't quite get to watch, and Kubo and the Two Strings, which again I've not watched. So I may go back and watch them one day, but there's not enough hours in the day, obviously. So they gave it 10 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10. Wow, this is so funny, so clever, so memorable. I loved it. 7 out of 10, which is a bit more my score. A charming entertainment based on an unusual epic. An original and heterogeneous trio goes on an expedition in search of Shangri-La during the Victorian era. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10, boring. Well, this obviously, actually, I like stop motion films, but this one didn't quite catch me. Missing Link is plagued by oversimplified caricatures of protagonists and even worse, antagonists. Yeah, so I wouldn't go 5 out of 10, but I mean, I do agree with what I found disappointing was the actual animation is superb. If obviously the Laika stuff is, or Laika, again, I'll just call it one thing or the other now, and if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So yeah, I mean, the animation is superb. I couldn't the characters, even though the humor was there, but it certainly didn't make me laugh out loud. There's a couple of guys on here who said they did laugh out loud, but it didn't make me laugh out loud particularly. It was okay. It was nice to watch. The story was simple, but obviously it's aimed at families as well and children. And I would imagine some kids getting bored. To be honest with you, it was an hour and a half, so hour and 20 minutes without the credits. So it's not a short film, and I was a little disappointed, to be honest with you. Looks beautiful. I just think some of the humor didn't quite hit the mark. The characters didn't. I didn't like the characters. I didn't go in. I didn't love the characters. They didn't do anything for me. Even the Missing Link guy, who's obviously a big Sasquatch sort of character. He just no. I give it 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't a disaster, but it'd be worth watching if you like that's the Laker sort of things. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go overboard, and judging by these reviews and an average score of 6.8 out of 10, that's over a few thousand ratings. It is a bit of a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it's great. A lot of people think it's okay. I'm okay. I'm in the okay camp. Right, that was Missing Link. That's out to buy today as well. And the last one we're going to look at is, now it's unusual, this one, because it is actually mainly subtitled. I don't really look at subtitled films too much, and obviously if you're not into subtitled films, then it may turn you off. There is actually some English and French in the movie, but it's mainly Russian, and it's a film called The White Crow. And why I watched it was because obviously it interested me, because it was about the defection to the West in the 60s of the famous Russian ballet dancer Rudolf Nureyev, which most people would have heard of, certainly at my age. Some of the younger people who like this sort of thing probably have as well. This was directed, not greatly, I don't think, based, I've given it 6 out of 10, The White Crow. I was a bit disappointed. This was directed by Ralph Fiennes, who actually has a part in the movie as well. Let me just have a quick look at the reviews here and make my comments as I have a look at other people's reviews. Yeah, there's only about 28 reviews for this so far. Yeah, I mean, 95% of the film's basically in Russian, so you have to watch it on subtitles. And obviously, you don't miss much because it's a lot of verbal stuff, and there's not, it's told in flashbacks. So there's flashbacks back to his youth and his early days in Paris, and obviously Nureyev going to America. So it is done that way, but not. Some people like that, some people don't. It was okay, but obviously you do sort of know from the colour of the screen and the actual scenery, which era it's being shot in. Just have a couple of reviews. This one's give it 8 out of 10. The film's title derives from the Russian phrase "Belaya Vorona," or white crow, meaning an outsider or nonconformist, which obviously Rudolf Nureyev was an unusual character, to say the least. That was an 8 out of 10. They liked it anyway. 6 out of 10, so it's getting to near what I think. What's a biopic about Rudolf? Gets a bit near my score. What's a Legend? A biopic about Rudolf Nureyev, gifted with an exemplary technique. He's considered as the greatest classical dancer, as one of the greatest choreographers. Yeah, I mean, as I say, most of us know about Rudolf Nureyev. 1 out of 10. There we got our score. I had the opportunity to see this film in Belgrade International Film Festival. It's interesting that Serbian Film Institute gave money, but they weren't mentioned. Oh, that's by the by. I mean, perhaps that's why I give it 1 out of 10. Rudolph was an interesting person, but this film made him boring and uninteresting. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like, in the film, he wasn't portrayed very favourably. It went on a bit, to be honest. It went on a bit, the film, to me. I do like these sort of biopics usually, but it was a lack of depth in the films, a lack of, I didn't like, if you don't like the main characters in the film, sometimes you can't invest in it. And I felt a little bit about this one. Just a couple more reviews here. 8 out of 10, enjoyable and entertaining. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it was bad. As I said, I give it 6.5 out of 10. 9 out of 10, a great ballet movie. Again, I've watched, was it Black Swan a couple of years ago, a thriller about ballet, which I was bit disappointed with actually on that one, but 1 out of 10, shameful. Please, anybody who is interested in LGBTQ issues, avoid or protest. So obviously someone there is saying it's look probably put together by straight men, and obviously it's his Nureyev's obviously not been fairly treated. If you obviously know a bit more of that side of it, as I don't know. I mean, but Ralph Fiennes obviously is a straight man, and obviously this guy here in the review is implying 1 out of 10 that he's not looked truthfully at the real problems, etc. with a guy like Nureyev would have. It's just very, very basic. He goes on to say there's a complicity of silence here about the heterosexual needs of this highly sexed dancer. No mention of Tab Hunter. Again, people who know the story will know Tab Hunter. Once again, the straight army is taking over. So this is a straight washing in the same way as Bohemian Rhapsody. So there you go. Perhaps it's not. If that's you want to see a realistic point of view, then perhaps it's falling down on that. So yeah. As I said, it's mainly subtitles, which will put people off. The story interested me, that's why I watched it. I give it 6.5 out of 10. IMDb only give it 6.5 out of 10, so they're identical to me, and that's over a couple of thousand reviews. So that's The White Crow, which is also out to buy on DVD today. It's going to get a little bit busy on the new DVD Blu-ray front. Obviously, once we get through summer, they start throwing a lot of box sets out and stuff. So obviously, over the next few weeks, Mondays will be busy, and I'll have to be a bit quicker talking, or because obviously you're talking 5, 6, 7 releases. So I'll give you the general information, the general rundown on some. But hope this is okay anyway. Obviously, give us I'll post this to my YouTube channel now, which is under Bernard Dineen. So if you go onto YouTube and type in Bernard Dineen, capital B, capital D, D-I-N-N-N, Bernard Dineen, you'll find other videos that I've done. Obviously, it's early days. I'm only testing these things at the moment. But if you like, please subscribe if you can, and do a thumbs up and make any comments you think. I'm on Twitter, obviously, at nostalgia_movie. So that's anything to do movies, posters, games, board games, which I do. Obviously, my website's Movie Game Nostalgia. If you Google that, you'll find MGN, Movie Game Nostalgia. And I'm on Facebook under Bernard Dineen as well on Facebook. And I've got a little Movie Game Nostalgia link through my Facebook page. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. Any comments, please make the comments. And tomorrow, I think I'll be having a look at the first chance I'll have a look at an old classic board game called the Bermuda Triangle. So if that's of interest to you, it'll be just a little 10-minute thing on it, on what it's like and what you get for the for your money with that board game. It's a 1975 it came out, so that's quite interesting. And obviously I'll be doing a look at some old not classic, but rare movie posters as well from the 90s and the 2000s. I'll have a little 10-15 minute video again on just a little batch. I'll just pick some at random and go through and show you them. And obviously all those things are on my website that you can do. Anyway, hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you soon, and have a really great day. Bye.